Welcome to the KOMO Sports End Zone Podcast with KOMO Sports Director Niko Tamurian and Najee Moye.
Well, welcome to the KOMO Sports End Zone Podcast. Might be hard to hear me because there's Apache helicopters going on. I'm going to move this way. Levi Stadium right there, home of Super Bowl 60. Najee, ready to go on the end zone. Seahawks, Patriots. What more could you want?
Niko, this is the final stretch. We're here. For full disclosure, we're recording this on the Thursday before the big game. Niko, this is what it all comes down to. You're in Santa Clara. You've been across Northern California in the past 5 or 4 days. Tell me what the atmosphere is like there, covering your first Seahawks Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a cool atmosphere. There's a lot of festivities. I was at the Super Bowl experience. We kicked field goals. We looked at all 59 Super Bowl rings, saw how the Wilson Super Bowl footballs are made. So really cool activities for fans. And then, of course, you get unique access to the players. Both sides on Monday had Media Day, which is a fancy word of saying there's like 16 podiums or something like that. And then the rest of the team's just on the floor, fair game for anybody to talk to. So you get a lot of opportunity that might not get in the regular season to talk with folks. And that also means that they get some weird questions. I think I saw Sports Illustrated ask the Seahawks players which of their players would be on the cover of the swimsuit issue. I think saw somebody ask the Seahawks players if there was one player to keep away from their sister, who would it be? And almost everybody said Reek. Which is kind of funny. I know Reek's like responding with gifts like, what did I do? So really fun stuff. It's a cool atmosphere. It's like a party. Yeah, it's like a party, and it's really special just to take all of this in.
Gosh, Niko. I mean, God, I'm so jealous of you. The weather's been good. I see Levi Stadium. Just it's nice seeing all the Seahawks memorabilia, all the Seahawks posters and patrons posters being put up in enemy territory, home of the Niners. Niko, you just heard you've been talking to Mike McDonald, head coach Mike McDonald all week. The big story today: Nick Emmanwori, maybe defensive rookie of the year, definitely a finalist. Got a little bit injured in practice, Niko. What did Mike McDonald say about that today?
Yeah, it was cool about it is we also got to talk to Nick Emmanwori, which is great. He's playing. You hear the testing fireworks behind us, by the way. Mike McDonald came right out. I was like, I don't suppose the first question is going to be about Nick. And he just said, listen, little low, minor ankle thing. Fully expect him to play, full confidence in that. And, it's really cool in that regard, too, because Nick was made available. And that's like the first telltale sign as we listen to those fireworks being tested behind us. And the first telltale sign that somebody's going to be okay. If there was a serious concern, they wouldn't make him available to the media. And it's the same thing we said when Sam Darnold was dealing with the oblique thing, which, by the way, full participation at practice Thursday for the first time in a few weeks. Not that there was any concern about that, but just to let anybody know, it's fully better, at least in that respect. But Emmanwori is going to play. Little low ankle thing. Said he woke up today and was not feeling sore at all. Fireworks. And we also I got to watch him leave the place, and he wasn't limping at all. So he's full go, and certainly that is a big deal. Look at all. You can't see it because the cameras are washed out.
Oh, no. You can see some action back there.
I can see it. Live podcasting, right? But no. The Seahawks team, Nick Emmanwori, makes them so much different, so much better. It's going to be really special to watch.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you noticed at practice today? I mean, this team has been firing on all cylinders, especially the last maybe 2 months of the regular season. This team, they want to block out the noise. I imagine it's business as usual for them, right? They're just in a different state.
Yeah, well, that's the superpower in a lot of ways, the Seahawks team. One is the ability to win games in a lot of different ways, but the other thing is this kind of staying locked in no matter the circumstance. Yes, they're at the Super Bowl. They're aware of the stakes. They're aware of the circumstance. They're aware of how good their opponent is, but they're kind of just blocking it all out. And that was unique to me because today was actually their last interview opportunity, and I kind of approached it like, are you glad to get this done? A lot of red smoke behind us from that the fireworks.
Oh, wow, I see that.
Yeah.
It looks like a Call of Duty map behind you.
I hope not. No, but
someone's called in an airstrike.
Or in Verdansk or something. But the idea that, okay, you're done with interviews now, which they were. Thursday was the last availability. Are you able to hunker down and maybe just like, or it's the same. Like, we don't care about doing this. Like, maybe they'd rather be like eating lunch than talking to us, but they're not like seeing it as a bother. And that's a testament to just how this team is locked in. And it's going to be really special to watch. It is. It's such an even matchup. It's going to be really cool to see like kind of what wins out. You've got two great coaches, two great defenses, two quarterbacks playing at a high level. It'll be interesting to see what wins out in this matchup.
I mean, we obviously are both rooting for the Seahawks, and we both have talked about in previous podcasts that the Seahawks are going to win this game. What definitely needs to happen for the Seahawks to beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 60? Like, I mean, the Seahawks will win the game if blank.
You know, it's funny. I was just doing with our affiliate from Rhode Island, from Providence. They cover the Patriots so well, and we were talking about that. And Seahawks will win if they get a big special teams play.
Oh,
Shaheed return. And it doesn't even have to be a touchdown. It can be something like in a close game. If Shaheed gets one back to say like the Patriots 40, that's a big deal. It's a short field. It could be, you know, listen, they beat the Colts because of 6 Jason Meyer field goals. They can, I think, a big special teams play. And I say it from the perspective that I think this is such an even matchup. I really do. I think one of the great things about the Mike McDonald defense is the ability to confuse and disguise and things of that sort. And yet, you know, you've got a quarterback in Drake May that doesn't get rattled, does not get confused. And Mike McDonald said that. He's like, if you think you're going to fool him, like, you know, think again. That's not smart. So both teams are going to find different ways to win than they have in recent memory.
You talked about Drake May a little bit. I know, I mean, we've been focusing on the Seahawks scouting injury report, but, you know, Drake May also may have had a little bit of a shoulder situation. I mean, yeah. I imagine there's no way he's not playing in this game. And I know he's also an MVP level quarterback, up for MVP. Just what are the Seahawks kind of planning for when it comes to Drake May? He's still a young player. He's only been in the league for a couple of years.
That's the crazy thing, second-year quarterback, and he's doing this. He's an MVP candidate, maybe front-runner in some circles, maybe winner in some. You know, it's just it's remarkable. And I think it goes hand in hand with the job that Mike Vrabel's done with that team. I mean, they were 4-13 last year. We mentioned, I was talking with Nicole from Providence when we had her on this podcast. It was week 2 of 2024. The Seahawks went to Foxborough and they got the win. And how different both teams are. I believe Jacoby Brissett started that game for the Pats. Seahawks got a big play, Geno to DK. You know, it's just a different era almost, even if it was just about
it 13, feels like 10 years ago.
14, yeah. And so it's a testament to both teams' growth. But again, for New England to go from 4 wins to the Super Bowl is remarkable. We kind of saw, and we talked about often in the show, what Mike McDonald did last year and how we saw the signs of what this team could be. I mean, you called it. You predicted 13 wins. I mean, not many did. I said 11. So both teams have these great stories, and they're here because they have this moxie and resilience that the moment wasn't going to be too big, and they were going to be in good shape in that way, and they weren't going to be denied. And I think both teams are built for success for a long time to come. So I think it's, you know, it's getting to the Super Bowl is such a difficult thing, and a lot of things have to break your way. So I don't know that you'd say, oh, we're going to see these guys both in the Super Bowl again. Maybe not at the same time, but these teams are both built for long-term success. When you're talking about the Patriots, it starts with Vrabel, it starts with Drake May. Seahawks, it starts with McDonald and Darnold and all the other young stars. So it's really cool to see this matchup of teams that are resurging right now.
You know, I kind of asked you, the Seahawks will win the Super Bowl if blank. And one thing that I kind of alluded to in the NFC Championship game was that, the Seahawks will win that game against the Rams, tough game against the Rams, if Sam Darnold has a huge game. Well, Sam Darnold had the game of his life, coming off of that game. And JSN did too. JSN has had huge games too. He was stepping up in a big way. Honestly, the whole offense was kind of pumping. And that's one thing we kind of saw in that game is, defense it's the defense. It's the dark side. This is what they do, But the offense were no slouches. I mean, Sam Darnold threw some balls that, look, Sam Darnold basically got Clint Kubiak a job in the NFL as a head coach. I don't necessarily think that Sam Darnold has had this sort of game, but I'm looking forward to the offense maybe putting up at least three or four touchdowns on the offense specifically. I think I'm planning for a high-scoring game. I'd love to see a kick return in the Super Bowl. That's iconic. That's something the city will never forget. You may get an earthquake in Northern California that may be felt up here in Seattle. I'm looking at the running game. I know Jack Charbonnet's hurt. I know everyone in Seattle would like to have him back. I'm looking at K9. He's been on fire. He's been on fire on the Seahawks running game. Not necessarily an every down back, but he's been playing like it this year. I think we may end up seeing him as maybe Super Bowl MVP. Who knows? But I think diversity on offense needs to be something that the Seahawks look at as far as Sam Darnold may not need to throw 15 times, but maybe 20 attempts by him passing, maybe 20 touches by K9 and running in various different ways, even out the backfield receiving. But the thing about the Seahawks team is, Niko, we've been saying all year, they can do everything well, and they will not beat themselves. I mean, offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, that's a key thing with this. They don't listen. Darnold is prone to those kind of games. We haven't seen one since mid-November. That's why they've won 9 in a row. That's the idea, is that they don't mess up. You know, the games they've lost. Okay, the Rams they did. The Buccaneers game, the whole secondary got injured. You look at the opener of the Niners. That was a throwaway. It was the season opener. Everything was still getting sorted out. So it's really cool to see it in that way. What has been really special about this team is the ability to just. That's why Darnold was brought here. Manage the game. And certainly Kubiak's scheme has got him the job at the Raiders. I mean, there's a good thing here that's going. And listen, every year things are going to change, but that's just it. You called it, like you said. You've called like 8 things. We need to make a montage of the things that you've called. But it's a really cool dynamic to see these things play out. And, the run game was working really well in the playoffs. Obviously, the passing game has done different things. I mean, you look at the Niners game, K9 runs wild. You look at the Rams game, Darnold was just untouchable. 3 different guys catching touchdown passes, so on and so forth. So this Seahawks team can win in a lot of different ways. Their offense can strive in a bunch of different ways. And I think that's a really cool thing as you move into such a high-stakes matchup against a really good football team.
I'm just happy I was able to talk to you this week, Niko. You've been this man right here is the busiest man in all of the West Coast. I know there's a lot of busy people around you, Niko, but you've been working very hard. Believe me, I know. Just really quick before you get – oh, wow. They're looking for you. I'm kidding. That's a joke. No, so really quick, we didn't give a score prediction last week. Niko, give me your score prediction for Super Bowl 60, Seahawks parade, but the score will be blank.
21-17 Seahawks is the call for me.
A close game.
They're so good. It could be more high scoring than that, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be like a 4th down. One of the teams is going to have to go for it to keep their hopes alive, and the defense, of course, gets a stop. I'm going to say 21-17 Seahawks. What about you?
This score I'm going to give you sounds like I'm disrespecting the New England Patriots heavily, and I'm not. I'm just very high on the Seahawks, and I've been high on them all year. I mean, like I said, they're a team that does everything well. I like to think of the Seahawks as a better version of the Detroit Lions. We look at their running game, their pass game, the defense, but just a better version of that. I said they'll have a couple offensive touchdowns. I'd love to see a defensive touchdown or even a special teams touchdown. We know they're capable of all of those things, especially with the dark side defense. I'm going to give you Seahawks 35, Patriots 17, a parade down Fifth Avenue, and hopefully Marshawn Lynch will be throwing Skittles at everyone at KOMO Plaza.
Yeah.
And
he'd have to be at the parade, right?
Huh?
He would have to be at the parade, right?
He'd have to be at the parade. I mean, I want to see.
They're lighting up the stadium behind us now. Look at that.
See, this is what it's all about, Niko. The lights are on. The lights are not too bright.
Good omen.
Yeah, the lights are not too bright for you, not too bright for us, and not too bright for the Seattle.
Najee, we're going to do a couple more of these, certainly as we get a little closer to maybe kickoff potentially, or even on the other side, hopefully of a Super Bowl win. What a fun year it's been to do this show. That we're going to keep going. We're going to keep it going in the off season, which inevitably takes on even more interest, regardless of the result Sunday, just for what this team has been. But it's going to be a great matchup. Boy, oh boy, it's one of those things that. It's like mirror image, these franchise resurgence, great defenses, quarterbacks playing out of their minds. Something's got to give on Sunday, and that's why I think the X factor will be a Rashid Shaheed special teams play.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we just
nothing
want
wrong with it all. 21-17.
Look, that's Niko. I'm Najee, and you've been listening to the KOMO Sports End Zone. Niko's not live, but he's on tape from Northern California. The stadium is going crazy behind him like it will be this Sunday, hopefully with the Seahawks win. Thank y'all for joining us. Have a good night.